Jerry Brown here with Jerry Brown Travels.
Laurie here.
And this is a question and answer. This is to clarify some of the things that was said in the video that we made with Memo. And one of the questions and concerns that somebody was asking, they said that they had heard that you cannot get a deeded piece of land in Mexico at a certain distance away from the ocean. Well, what it is that 50 kilometers away, in this distance here, say the ocean is here, and 50 kilometers away, you cannot get a deed in that area. What you end up getting is a land trust that is set up by an attorney, and it's a very legal document. It's the same as actually having a deed, but it's not an actual deed. So you can do everything with that. You can sell it, you can give it away, you can give it to heirs, you can put it in your Mexican will that you would like somebody else to have that property. So it's almost as good as a legal deed, and it is binding, and people have been doing it for, I don't know, maybe 100 years here in Mexico. So no problem. I hope that clarifies the question. Another one, somebody was asking, how is he able to live here on $600 a month? And that includes everything, including his housing. Well, you have to remember that he's been living here for about 13 years plus. And so when you're living in an area, you find these good deals. And he found a great deal where he's found this home. It's a minimalist home, as you've seen maybe in the video we post on that. Very simple. So it doesn't cost him much at all. And remember, he has solar, he's on well water, he doesn't have cable television, he uses his Wi-Fi or his internet connection, and so his expenses are very low. Now, the other thing a person was wondering, wait a minute, on one hand, and this is where they didn't really listen to the video very well, they said, on one hand, he says he's living on $600 a month, but he's also paying $500 for rent. Well, he wasn't saying that. What he was saying is that if you plan on coming down, you can expect to pay $500 for your rent and up. So, and then you could, if you want to choose to live that lifestyle, live on $600 a month like he does. So that means that you're probably at an entry point coming in to this area would be about $1,100 a month. Also, he indicated in another segment of the video that he said that if you lived in Puerto Vallarta, for a single person, it'd be about $1,800 a month. And for me personally, I would say about $1,500 a month. You can live here, rent a place, and live a simpler lifestyle. Now that brings up another question that somebody asked. They said, well, you tell me, in fact, you're confusing me, because you tell me on one hand, I can live here for $1,500 a month. But on the other hand, you tell me to qualify for a temporary visa, it's going to cost me and show that I have a income coming in of $2,500 a month. What's the story? How come you're confusing me on that? Okay, let me clarify that with you. Yes, if you want a temporary visa, that visa will last you 4 years. You can renew it, okay? But you're gonna have to show the immigration department, the Mexican government, that you have $2,500 a month. You're gonna need to show them a 6 months of bank statements sequentially that you have that $2,500 a month or more coming in there, showing the Mexican government that you can afford to live here. Now, you do not have to spend it all, okay? Yes, you can live here and show $2,500 and live here on a lot less than that. And so the other thing is that, remember, Memo When he qualified for that, it wasn't at $2,500 a month. I didn't ask him exactly what it was, but it was a lot lower. As an example, when Lori and I qualified for a temporary visa, we had to show $1,650 a month, okay, to qualify. Today, it's $2,500 a month, more or less. Okay, maybe that's confusing even. Okay, let me see if I can clarify that question here. Is that the Mexican government, what it does is it has a sliding scale. Every year it goes up. The requirements go up. And it's based on a formula they have. And so each year it increases. So today it's at 25, like 6 years ago, it was at 1,650. And so that's where it confuses people. They will comment with me and they'll say, well, Jerry, I seen a video that you can get it for $1,500 a month. Well, we made a video that you can get it for $1,650. But today, that is not the correct answer. The correct answer is about $2,500 a month. Okay, and this is a great one too. Somebody says, Jerry, you forgot to ask him about medical insurance. How does he afford medical insurance? Good question. Okay, here's the story. Mexico has free, did I say that right? Free medical insurance here. And so he qualifies for free medical insurance, and that's what he uses, okay? He doesn't have to get private insurance. He qualifies for the free medical insurance here. And you know something? You can even qualify. You come down here and you get on the living here, and you can qualify for that service also. Well, somebody asked me, and I thought it was a great question and a challenge, Jerry, could you and Lori live on $600 a month? No, we could not. We wouldn't even choose to even try to do it. Even if we were single, we wouldn't do it, and we just don't have that temperament that we could live that type of a lifestyle. When Lori and I first came down here 13 years ago, we were living actually on $1,050 a month for everything, because we needed to do an experiment, because our portfolio back then, 13 years ago, it dropped in half. We actually lost 50% of our retirement savings. So we were in survival mode. And I was getting a Social Security check of $1,250 a month. And so we went on a challenge to live on that $1,250 a month. Lori was not collecting Social Security. And so we said, let's see if we can do it. And so we did. We were able to live on $1,050 a month. We had a little one-bedroom apartment. It was furnished. It was $350 a month. We ate at home. We had a car, but we never drove it. We didn't go out to restaurants. If we wanted to do any socializing or go to the plaza where people hang out, we would pack our lunch. We would take it with us. And so we weren't eating in restaurants. We were hanging out on the benches in the plaza. So we went to the movies one day a week. Well, back then we could go to the movies for 50 cents each. So $1 we could go to the movies. We would take our own popcorn. We would take our own drinks. We really worked at it to save, and we were able to do it. And we did it for $1,050, and we saw that we could do that. Okay. Luckily, later, our portfolio, our savings came back. We didn't sell everything in our portfolio, so it came back. So we did not need to live that low of a budget anymore. So we have increased that up, but it can be done. Back then, you didn't have the complication with this temporal resident visa and the permanent resident visa and all this other stuff. It was a simpler time. And so that's how we were able to do it. To live on $600 a month, no, we cannot do it at all. The other one, somebody was doing their math and they was calculating this out. And so they were taking the $500 a month that Memo says that he puts into his building project, and that the house was going to be roughly about $50,000. And they took out their little calculator and figured out, hey, you're not going to be able to do that in 36 months. like he mentioned, that was the timeline. And so he definitely is going to have to reevaluate his timeline, or he's going to have to reevaluate, can he put more money in it? And so those are things that he'll just have to do. Another question was, hey, what all is involved in your living expense on that $600 a month? Well, it's like anything. It's everything that you would spend in a month. You know what I would say? Try this as an experiment. This is what Lori and I do. We log everything that we spend. If we're out and we get a cup of coffee, we write it down on a piece of paper. At the end of the day, we add it up. We add it up for the week. We add it up for the month. We add it up, for the year. So this way we know what our actual costs are. A lot of people don't realize what they're spending on a weekly, daily, monthly basis on what their cost of living is. And they forget about the little things. And you'll be amazed. Try this for maybe 1 month. Calculate everything and see. Now, when I mean calculate everything, calculate your insurance, your gasoline, any repairs, your storage unit if you have one, your cable TV, your phones, everything like that. Everything you spend your money on. Calculate it, write it down, and you'll be surprised how much you spend. Now, Memo, he is spending $600 a month for everything. Remember, a very simple lifestyle. He very seldom drives his car, so his gas will be very minimal amount of money a month. He does have car insurance, okay, and that in there. He has his food, of course, but you can see in that video he eats very simply. He has his medical care, but remember, that's free. And he says that he's a very healthy person, and so he has been blessed with good health in that regard. He's not on any medication or anything like that. So that really helps out. So he walks a lot, and also, when he goes, let's say, to another town, he'll take the bus. He'll take the public transportation. He doesn't drive his car. So that way he saves money. So he's pulling it off. He's living on the $600 a month, living a minimal lifestyle, and he's paying everything in there. I hope that answered your question. Now, you that are excited about moving down here, maybe you've seen videos that we made where we were talking about rents at $350 a month. Now remember, those videos are old videos, okay? You can't get those priced like that. I said to you that we were spending $1,050 a month, right? Now, 13 years ago. Today, we're looking at more like about $3,000 a month in our lifestyle, okay? Now, you can come down here and you can live, as long as you qualify for that permanent or temporary visa, and you can realistically live here $1,500 and $1,800 a month. It's going to be a simple lifestyle also. You're not going to be, going out. You're not going to be traveling with that money. You're going to be living very simple. Remember, Memo says that he doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't participate in all those activities that cost a lot of money. And most people, one guy said to him, he says, my bar bill is that much money of over $600 a month. So you got to live a simple, minimalist lifestyle. And my challenge to you, do you really think that you can? And are you doing it now? Because if you're doing it now, then you can come down and you could do it. But if you think you're going to do it, you would like to do it, remember, there's other things that happen when you move into another country. The deals are made not in the real estate office, okay? If you plan on coming down here and you think that you can go to a real estate office and find a house for under $500, no, you're not going to be able to do that. For $500, yes, you can go into a real estate office and they will have listings for that. But if you're trying to find houses for, $400, $350, and so you're not going to find that unless you find it from a local person or you're living here and you hear about a deal. Also, I want you to know that we have a service where if you would like to book a private consultation with me. You're thinking about moving down here. You're thinking about, what's the immigration, because there's a lot of mix-ups and thoughts going around about the immigration. And so if you have questions about that, I can answer those in a private phone consultation. I can design a program for you of coming down and living. It's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of frustration. I'll be real with you and let you know, what you can do or what you can't do. Today in this video, what we're showing you is a condominium, gated community condominium with a swimming pool, a recreational area there. There's plenty of biking. There's a lot of activities around there.
Oh yeah, a brand new park. It looks like California. It's located in Querétaro.
Yeah, and it's in a rolling hills area. It looks like parts of Northern California there. Okay, now there is a fee for that. Now you see at the end of the video, there is book now. Press on that and you can book an appointment with me. One of the other services that we are offering is if you are thinking about moving to the Lake Chapala area and Ajijic, that's where we live. I can check with a rental agent that you've made contact with and you've picked out a home and you send me that information. I can contact that rental company. I can set up an appointment and I'll go film the property for you. I'll look at all the appliances. I'll look at the beddings. I'll look at what's in the cupboards, how the bed, is it soft, is it hard? What does the street looks like? Is there dogs barking in there? Is it a safe neighborhood? I make a video that shows everything. I will send that to you. Also, there's a charge for that. If you look down below in the description, I tell you what the way of getting a hold of me about doing that service of a private video for you. That maybe will help you out. I'm trying to just offer you different information about living in Mexico, and I want to give you the truth so that way you're not confused. You don't have to come down here and check it out because maybe Mexico is not right for you. So I'm saving a lot of people a lot of money and a lot of frustration. So check that out. I hope that helps you in your quest to live in another country like Mexico.